Hello everyone and welcome to the extras video. Although it's only one, I just want to show off a few things. First of all, look at this little save file here. Notice it says incident in Hanoji, and if you remember in the first episode, I showed you all the scenarios and it's not in not a one of them. So let me show you. These are the three main battles other than the sub-battles and the divided land that they have. It's Battle of Kawanakajima, Anagawa, and the Battle of Sekigahara. Apparently, if you played the Battle of Kawanakajima as Nobunaga, eventually a cutscene will happen where Mitsuhide will break himself away from Nobunaga, become his own force, and will try to attack him. You can either choose to become Nobunaga or Mitsuhide, one of the two. However, let's go to archives, and let me show you in the gallery the events that I have been talking about throughout the game. And there's one in particular I forgot to mention. This is the movie events. First of all, Onward to Hanoji. This is the event you'll be seeing if you end up becoming either Mitsuhide or Nobunaga and they're both are on the same field in Sekigahara. Eventually, Mitsuhide will betray Nobunaga and either he dies or not. Anyway, caught in the middle is right before you fight Nagamasa Azai as Nobunaga. And of course, Kawanakajima with Shingen Takeda and Kenshin Usagi, sorry. And next up is meanwhile at Genryujima. This is the event battle also. Yeah, those two event battles I've been talking about. So let's show off this particular battle and show you exactly what you'll be seeing every time you see Kojiro Sasaki and Musashi Miyamoto in the same force.
Musashi,
and why does he not have a Bodor? I don't know.
As I promised, I shall give you a fabulous death.
Fool! I hope you haven't planned on returning alive.
Funny how they use their default swords.
You sound desperate.
I am desperate.
Not gonna lie, when I saw this, I was amazed. And whoa! That almost cut his head off.
Very graceful, my friend. But I'm way ahead of you.
Now you die!
Oh, so that's where the Bodor comes into play. Ooh! And unfortunately, folks, when Kojiro Sasaki dies in the actual game, Kojiro is literally dead. Whoever's force he's on, they'll be missing one guy, regardless of death being on or not. Next up is the events. These basically are gallery events that happen throughout, before, after, or before strategy mode and battle phases. Sometimes they'll appear, sometimes they won't. I don't think you get a reward for collecting them all, but let's show you how funny they are. First of all, this one. This was probably one of my favorites. So let's listen.
If I may make a suggestion, a woman of your beauty and stature should not dress the way you do. It's not right. It's sinful.
The fanboys like it.
You think this dress is sinful? You should see what I'm wearing underneath.
Can I? Please?
And with that, that's why Oichi is always sad.
Oh
Next one.
Boy. Another vast army of enemy soldiers to annihilate. Nene, I assume you'll have no trouble handling yourself out there?
That's right. I'm just the cutest little ball of rage and sharp edges.
Wait, what?
Excellent. That's a good little psychopath.
And that's why Hideyoshi cheats on her. Then again, if he doesn't want to risk castration, he wouldn't do so. Alright, next up is Yoshihiro, and possibly one of my favorite ones.
Yoshihiro? You're taking a cat onto the battlefield?
Of course. With her honed instincts, this cat will let us know when the enemy's about to attack. And she's just the prettiest little kitty in the whole world. Yes, she is.
That is so bad. It's overplayed and it's laughable.
It is a very pretty cat.
Well, I can't talk. I have 3 of them of my own. Anyway, next up, we get to Magoichi and my favorite one of the whole entire bunch.
I think I've just found the most beautiful girl in all Japan. You won't get away from me, pretty lady.
Stop it! I'm a man. Why can't you see that?
A man? Are you sure about that?
Well, quite frankly, he just quoted Linkara and dropped a Bridget on him. 2 internet memes for the win. And now let's go to Mitsunari. He's probably got one of the favorite one from him too. No, not Mitsunari. I think it's Ranmaru. Yeah. But then again, blame Koei for Ranmaru looking like a girl.
Be careful, Ranmaru. I'd hate to think what would come of you if you damaged that pretty face.
What? What are you implying?
Relax. I didn't mean anything by it, precious.
You know, he could tease Ranmaru all he wants, but if Nene was behind him, she would slap him over her knee and spank him. Next up is the weapons. I told you all I've gotten almost every weapon. No, I've gotten every single weapon at level 4. I was just showing off exactly the weapons of the officers that I was facing against during the LP. As you can see, they were possessing level 4 weapons, and my god, were they tough. That's the weapon that my characters were holding. The Manhunter and Marksman. And I'm just showed off Shingen Takeda just cuz. But here's another thing I want to show you. Kojiro Sasaki. He has the edit player's sword. As you can see, once you get 1,000 KOs with Kojiro, obviously the edit player's sword will be at maximum as well. I was surprised when that happened, so it really saved me much of the trouble. The same thing happens with Katsui Shibata. If you max out the edit player's spear, he shares that with the edit players and the generic officers. As well as the Naginata for the generic officers. I mean, wow, that's a lot. But let's show off the policies I have. I've showed off most of them throughout the game. And I think I've got a new one throughout the gameplay and I got it off screen. I think it was Recruit Some. That's it. But yeah, I got a hell of a lot of tactics too. Oh, and another one I didn't get to show off, Sorority. That just gives your officers a sex change. Nor did I not show off Capture, but then again, why risk the attack to capture someone? Anywho, I'm only missing Ring, and I still need to play the game a couple of more times to get them all. There's not much to show off. Wait, yes there is actually. Is there anything else? No. Actually, there isn't. There's no encyclopedia this time around. I tried to look. So, with that said, let's end it and do something a little bit random first. Well, it's true. He does kind of look like Donkey Kong. Oh, Mario. And of course, Hideyoshi being nicknamed the Monkey. That kind of brings about a lot of Donkey Kong references. Anyway, next and last but not least, I want to talk about the edit characters. As you already know, the edit characters models here are a lot different in this game. Although you can change the name, voice, crest, Musou symbol, and war ability on the fly, you also have to pick your model animation, and you can't discuss between male and female because the models are already made right then and there. Although there are a bunch of crests for you to choose from, I chose the Triforce because it reminds me of Legend of Zelda. Seriously, whoever's family has that crest must be related to the King of Hyrule. Dinner! Anyway, there are all sorts of family crests you could pick and choose from. And of course, if you want your clan loyalty for your troops to actually go up, they would rather be in the same clan. Besides, you want soldiers to watch your back. And also, the Musou symbols here some of them have different effects, some of them may not. It all depends. And of course, there are different voices. Well, 4 different voices for the male edit characters.
I will accept your praise.
That particular voice is funny as hell. Especially when he captures an officer. He's like, I will so enjoy torturing you. It's just hilarious. But anyway, these are the models you have. Yeah, it's not that much. Thankfully, 3 improved in the created characters department. From what I've seen as far as display is concerned. But those are all the models you have. With the male edit characters, well, all you can do is change their colors, but with the male edit characters, you can have a certain amount of weapons. You can't have any of the female weapons. And more importantly, the weapons you cannot have is Kotaru Fuma, Yoshihiro Shimazu, Mitsuhide Aketsu, and of course, Ieyasu Tokugawa. You cannot have those 4 weapons, even if you wanted to. Now for the woman, it's pretty much the same thing, except there'll be more feminine weapons to choose from. You'll still be able to use Hanzo Hattori's weapon, Ranmaru's weapon, and Hideyoshi's weapon, and Tadakatsu's weapon, but anything past that in the edit character weapons, you're gonna be... and Magoichi, Nobunaga, and Masamune's weapons, there's not that many weapons to choose from. And of course, there's limited amount of models. Although, I heard from some people you can actually find more models, but I haven't found them yet. I think you can play as a sumo, apparently. But like I said, I haven't found that yet, so don't quote me on it. Those are the self-skills. These self-skills actually will help you out. And of course, there are the abilities that starts off your starts off your characters. The abilities are pretty much the same in Dynasty Warriors. And of course, there are the special skills. If you have edit player weapons, then you could set special skills. Although they'll be preset, you'll have to choose 2. I mean, you have to choose a pair, basically. And with that, I am done with Samurai Warriors. And this time for good. The next game I'll be playing is Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires. Although it may have more customization than Samurai Warriors 2, without Samurai Warriors 2, the aspects you'll see on that game will not be present. And I'm appreciative of even playing this game for you guys, and I'm glad that I've had a lot of feedback on this game as well. Although not as much as Dynasty Warriors, but still I'm glad I had a lot of feedback. Thank you all for your time. This is RVman985. See you guys at Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires. Boy, am I gonna rip that game a new one.